Howdy, howdy, everybody. Welcome to Rotlot Media. This is your boy TK talking to you today. And today, do I got some good news for you? I got news from the Fallout. Yes, another Image Comics. I'm a big fan of that publisher. I think they have such good creativity. And, we're going to go on ahead of about today's topic. Yeah, so for this, we have obviously news from the Fallout. This was a 2025 Image comic, and this one was another short miniseries of just 6 issues. And I think they nailed this out of the ballpark. Obviously, from the front cover, you can see that they had this black and white aesthetic, and this is going to be a continuation of that with the character, black, white, and gray, if you want to call it, but pretty much black and white. And the entire series is black and white. And, I'll be able to show you that in the scene, but hopefully that catches your attention. When this came out, a lot of people were calling this a sleeper pick because, not a lot of people went for it. And I saw it for a little while. I picked up the second or third issue, went, oh, this looks awesome. So I went and found all 6 of them. I think you can still find them, no problem. They're a little bit on. I think they're pretty cheap at this point, mostly because just everybody's probably done with it. But like I said, I think this one's a sleeper pick. I think everybody should pick this one up, and I think it's gonna be around for a good time. you know. And yeah, this is set in the 1960s sci-fi horror. So if you're looking for something like that, this one does a really good job with just setting that atmosphere of dread and fear and paranoia that you get with the horror. But this is set, like I said, sometime in the 1960s. You got it. You got the themes of the Cold War and humanity's darkest potential, and you get to interact with all these characters that are suddenly dealing with this threat is the best way I can call it. But yeah, the setting is set in 1962 at Nevada at a secret army base, and the main character and that you follow, his name is Private Otis Phallus, or Phallus, however you pronounce that. And he was a part of an experiment where his general told his men to stand outside. Spoilers ahead, but to stand outside, and they launched, I think, a bomb of some sort. And they were just thinking, oh, it's a nuclear blast. We're just, reacting to it at a distance. And instead, it was infused with something else, something sinister. It's almost like a fungus because of just how it spreads. It's like a spore. And yeah, we get to follow Otis as he's fleeing from these nuclear tests gone wrong, where this contagion is spreading, infecting his former comrades. And it does it in the most horrific way where, you're used to zombies, for instance, running up, biting you, and then infecting you. That is not how these zombies, if I call them that, spread. What they do is they will run up to you and they will grab you, and then their heads will explode in a plume of these spores that are spreading from the bomb explosion. And you get to watch these people transform in real time and become monstrous. It's just such a good horror themed comic, and I cannot express this enough to you. And yeah, you get people trying to, he's seeking to escape and heading to Las Vegas, and he's meeting and surviving with with other people that are dealing with the infection. You get a nice little diner scene with a little small town group of people just hanging out there, and all of a sudden they just have these monsters coming at them and they don't know. And there's so many good scenes where you get this they're going in tunnels, and all you can see is the outline of their eyes, and you just watch them just blip out as things happen and progress. It's so good. It's sorry about spoilies and things like that. Just so excited to talk about this series. But yeah, it oozes the horror and keeps you in suspense as you read along this old, and it also has like these old school style like messages, like where you're like every time you start a comic, it hits you with the restricted warning and everything, giving you like ordnance and everything. You get these periodic just like newspaper clippings where people are just talking about just random day-to-day stuff to make the world more lived in, and it's so good. Probably should have had that one of those pages ready for you, but yeah, like here towards the end, you get the old Joe's restaurant. You get to see all these prices. Established in 1945. Look at all those prices. You think I would love to be able to buy some meat and eggs for 75 cents. And yeah, you get this throughout the comic, and you get like manuals and you get different things where it just adds a lot to the world for as little time as they have with you. And I'm trying to find just like a really nice scene of just the art style itself, because it does such a just good job and just getting you into the world itself. Because like I'll give you like a page right here, everything's in black and white. You get all these nice gradients of the color just to show you the impact. And yeah, you don't get specific, highly detailed characters, but just the outlines of the black and white is all you need. You get to feel in the space itself, and that adds a lot to the horror theme, because that's the best kind of horror in my opinion. It's that unknowing threat of like you just don't know. And you have this general who seems to almost be talking with the contagion, with these like spores, and you get to learn more about them, but that only makes you ask more questions. And I think this comic does really well with that kind, because most people are like, oh, once you know the evil, you don't fear it anymore. But that's not how this one works. And I call this one like a more bittersweet series, where you're going in with like the understanding that the world's kind of screwed and it's okay. Like, not everybody has to win. There is no good guys. There are definitely some bad guys, but you know what I mean. Like, it's a good experience. Short, sweet, to the point. Should be able to find these easily. Good price range. Definitely would recommend it. And yeah, this one's a little bit of shorter video. It's kind of because like I don't want to tell you too much about it, because the more you talk about the horror themes, the less the less horrifying it is. Like, I think this is an experience where the less you know, the better. And yeah, I think with this, nice short quick video for you guys. Hopefully you can pick it up yourself. And I'm super excited to talk about the next upcoming comics. Thank you guys for spending time with me. This has been a lot of fun to do with you guys. And I just wanted to wish you guys a good day, good collecting, and have a good one. Bye.